Would you pay $2? Would you pay $3 for a golden pike? For a silver pike? For a diamond pike? You know, obviously it wouldn't be game breaking. It's not going to be like those little blue diamonds that like shine bright and it's going to have a hologram inside it. No, nothing like that. Like it's going to have a slight blue tinge on it. You're going to be able to recognize it and it's going to look a little bit cooler. You know, people are going to be able to say, oh, that guy's he's got golden pikes, you know, something like that. And you could even go a step further. Now, this is a little bit crazy. G'day, fellas. Today, we're going to be talking about Age of Empires 4, and we're going to be talking about transactions, and specifically microtransactions in Age of Empires 4. There's been a lot of chatter about the way that Age of Empires 4 is going to monetize, and one of the ways that's been thrown around is through microtransactions. Now, most of you will be familiar with microtransactions as a form of pay to win, and I don't think that that is ever a good idea in any form of game. But I do think in Age of Empires 4, you could potentially release the game with microtransactions and not actually harm the game. And I'm going to explain to you exactly how we can do that. So for Age of Empires 4, a number of civilizations have already been confirmed. We know that the Brits are in the game. We know that the Mongols are in the game. Now, each one of those civilizations has got a respective a city or a viewpoint that you can look at, just as the exact same way that I'm currently looking at the home city for Sweden in Age of Empires 3. Now, this home city has customization options. Now, this isn't a big deal. This isn't a lot, but I tell you what, it's nice for me to come in here and to be able and change these things around. So you might you might not like the color on this building here, so you can change it. Or you might want to, you know, have an entertainer who performs tricks with fire. These are very basic ways that you can change the game or monetize the game and still make it feel like you're able to invest something and at the same time have developers generate content and generate revenue for them so that it can support more content for you. So for me, the biggest thing is when Age of Empires 4 comes out, I want there to be a stream of content constantly coming out, and I want them to be incentivized that they're able to continue making content. And this enables them to do that. What if I told you, let's say you're taking a look at your Mongol home city. So what's a Mongol home city? Well, it's just like, it's the sort of homepage that you come back to every single time you load up Age of Empires 4. Okay, maybe even, you know, your opponents could inspect it, or you could have it on your profile, something similar to that. You could come in here into your home city, you could customize it, and you could set it, you could, you know, change it to an evening theme instead. And you could pay $4 for that. Now, there's going to be a lot of people who aren't going to buy that. But I tell you what, you put that in the game, I think there's going to be a lot of people who will buy that. So that's the first way that you could monetize it. Now, the second way that I think is also reasonable, but it's something that you need to be a little bit careful of, is actual in-game changing the aesthetics of units through customizations or through microtransactions. Now, this is always a little bit dangerous because there's always going to be one that is considered the best. For anybody who's played a game called Black Desert Online, it's an MMORPG, and essentially there are skins that you have that are basically like considered the best in slot skins. And so what we're going to do is we're going to just take a look at how things can be changed. So I'm just going to put on a couple of cheats in the game. A whole lot of love. Speed always wins. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to create a pikeman. And you can take a look at the pikeman and you can see the way that he stands and the way that he looks. So this is a very basic pikeman, okay? So we could say that this is your Age of Empires 4 pikeman. All right, and now obviously he's going to, as he goes through the ages, he's going to upgrade, he's going to change his look, and he's going to change his aesthetics. But you can also do that through customizations. And one of the ways, so let's upgrade him now. So we'll make him a veteran pikeman. You can see a whole bunch of things just happened to him. He changed his helmet, but we didn't actually change the look of the unit. You're still able to identify that this is a pikeman. And by the same token, if we go up to the next age, we can get the next upgrade for the pikeman, which again changes him, gives him a nice little hat, changes the color of his shorts. And from there, we're able to utilize that and say, well, hold on a minute. We could take this because this pikeman is still very distinguishable. I still know what it is. And you could take that and you could run that with every single unit in Age of Empires 4. And now, I guess the question is, would you pay $2? Would you pay $3 for a golden pike? For a silver pike? For a diamond pike? You know, obviously it wouldn't be game breaking. It's not going to be like those little blue diamonds that like shine bright and it's going to have a hologram inside it. No, nothing like that. Like it's going to have a slight blue tinge on it. You're going to be able to recognize it. And it's going to look a little bit cooler. You know, people are going to be able to say, oh, that guy's he's got golden pikes, you know, something like that. And you could even go a step further. Now, this is a little bit crazy. I probably wouldn't advocate for this just simply because people don't like loot boxes. What are loot boxes? Loot boxes are where, let me just bring up Paint right now so you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Loot boxes are where you've got a chance to win prizes inside of a loot box. Now, one of these prizes is going to be the best one, okay? So let's say that you've got your diamond prize over here. This is the best prize that you can get. Now, the other prizes that you've got access to, gold, you've got a silver prize, you've got a bronze one. That's not really bronze, but we'll call it bronze. And then you've got like a bunch of other little ones that aren't that good. Now, these are all based on rarity. So each one of these has a specific number that you get. So this one here, it could be like 42%, okay? And then this one here might be 21%, okay? And then these numbers keep going down until you get to this one over here, which is at 0.0%, okay? So then you take this and you go, okay, well, that's obviously the best one. But these all come out of a loot box, okay? That's the thing. You got to remember, these come out of a chest. So if we were to draw a chest down here, it's going to look a little bit more like a house, but we'll call it a chest, all right? That's your loot box right there. You could get any one of these. And when you do get this is going to put an item in your Steam inventory. So if I go right now and I check my Steam inventory, so if I go to my Steam inventory down here, you can see that I've got items for other games that I play on Steam. So games like Overwatch, games like Dota 2, games like Players Unknown Battlegrounds, and Team Fortress 2. So here we can see these items. Now, these items have all got rarities in the same way that these items have got rarities. So what you could do, potentially, is you could then associate a real money value with this. As you can see, these items have got, well, these ones don't. Let's have a look at Counter-Strike. Let's see if they've got. So this one here, you can see, is 3 cents. This one here is $15. Hey, I should sell that. That's pretty good. 15 bucks. So this one is $15. And so there's a real money value tied with that. And then there's an element of almost gambling involved, I would say, because you've got a loot box over here, and it gets a whole bunch of new skins. Now, you're going to get people that want to actually use this skin. I'm the kind of guy who would want to use that skin. I would hold onto that skin, and I would use it. Okay, but then there's going to be people who speculate on it and collect it, and this drives a market, and the market is what is going to attract players. So if we look at a lot of competitive games right now on Steam, they all use this system. So if we look at Dota 2, it uses this system. If we look at PUBG, if we look at Team Fortress 2, we look at CSGO, all of them use this system, this item system with loot boxes involved. And so that's why I'm positing that even though they're not particularly favorable, they are something that could be quite good for the game with regard to user base, with regard to market, and with regard to revenue for the developer. And keep in mind, as a player, I want my developer to be receiving revenue, because as long as they're receiving revenue, they're going to keep making things for the game. Now, we can get really crazy with this. Now, if we go look at, say, League of Legends skins, they are absolutely ridiculous. Like, you've got your little pikeman down here. Okay, he doesn't even look like a pikeman anymore. He's got, like, he's cel-shaded. He's got little bits glowing off him, and he looks absolutely crazy. Okay, now, I don't think that that's going to be the best thing to do, because if you've got like a million little pikemen, hold on, let me just make a few houses here so I can make pikemen. If you've got like a big battle going off right now and like there's pikemen and they're all glowing around and you're trying to differentiate which ones are the pikemans, which one aren't the pikemen, it's going to be hard for you to do that. So I think it's important that there's an element of simplicity in there. But at the same time, there needs to be an element of attraction. You still need to be able to identify, oh, that guy's got the diamond one. Oh, and there's a real element of that. I think that's a really strong potential aspect, and it's something that I would like to see in Age of Empires 4. Even though I know microtransactions in the past haven't had the best reputation, it's a way that the developers can monetize the game. Now, they're completely optional. They're not pay to win. It's up to you whether you want to use them. What do you think about this? Would something like this be something that you would want to see in Age of Empires 4? I'm going to leave a poll on the channel, and I want to know your thoughts. Are you interested in microtransactions if they looked like this? Is this something that you could get behind, or would you just want a box cost? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.